Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 2 of our One Season Wonder Save with via Leverkusen. It still feels weird doing these intros without the introduction video coming beforehand. I hope you guys are getting used to it as well. Now before we get started, there are two people that I have to thank because they have been massive supporters of the channel over the last week or so. We of course last week crossed 200 subscribers and we're very quickly rocketing towards 250 already at the time of recording, and that's because of FM Trek, Matt, previously known as FM Trek or T-Star. He was fantastic sharing some of our stuff on Twitter, getting some extra views out there, sharing it on his Discord, doing a whole bunch of wonderful things. Thank you for his support. And then also to Omega Luke as well, who we had a great Twitter interaction. The FM community is awesome. And as a result of that, he actually reshared our 200 subscriber tweet, which has brought a whole bunch of new faces to the channel. So if you are one of those guys, welcome. I hope you're enjoying it so far. And a huge thank you to both those guys. Their links are in the description below to their fantastic content as well. Now, as far as Bayer Leverkusen is concerned, we are still relatively close to the start of the season. We've got two massive fixtures today. One to hopefully keep us up towards the top of the table, and then another huge European Champions Cup clash or Champions League clash. Depends if you want to use the words from the game or the actual real-life competition. Let's not waste too much time though. Let's jump straight in and look at how we've done so far. So, as you guys can see, we are currently sitting top of the Bundesliga, but only 5 games played. We've had 3 wins and 2 draws in that period. And while we started the season a house of fire, beating Hertha Berlin 2-1 and Borussia Dortmund 2-1, we have kind of dropped off a little bit over the last couple of few games. We drew 1-1 with Red Bull Leipzig. It was a Timo Werner goal, put them ahead very early on. And then Bellarabi in the 89th minute got us a fantastic equaliser from a set piece. We beat Eintracht Frankfurt 4-1 in probably our best result of the season. They did go down to 9 men. Andre Silva sent off in the 3rd minute, Danny Da Costa in the 60th, but all we could do was play against the teams that were out there. They did pull one back late on, which probably would have helped our goal difference a little bit, but nothing to complain about. And then we had a 1-0 defeat against Atalanta in the Champions League. Now, our Champions League group is Liverpool, Atalanta, Shakhtar, and ourselves. We are bottom of the group as things currently stand. And we will play probably our biggest Champions League tie against Liverpool in today's episode. Last time out in the league, 1-1 draw against Fortuna Dusseldorf. They went down to 10 men again, and we had a whole bunch of chances. We just couldn't really make the most of them. I think that kind of comes through in the ratings for like Fiat Art, Josh Xerxes, even Kevin Volland off the bench, not really getting the best out of the front two at the moment. But otherwise, things are working relatively well. We have had a couple of injury problems. We've had Leon Bailey out injured, which is a bit disappointing. He can make his way back. I'm not going to risk him for the game against Paderborn, but I do want to try and get him back in the side for the game against Liverpool. But tactically, this weird 3-5-2 shape that we're trying to get working, it's doing pretty well. Like, I know there's still a lot of red boxes and stuff that you can see here across the pitch for areas that we're not well staffed, but otherwise, like, we're top of the division. We haven't got really too much to worry about at the moment. Keeping an eye on other teams, though, we are level on points with Bayern Munich, who, of course, are the big side that we need to keep an eye on. It's only goal difference keeping above them at the moment, so hopefully we can get a good result, a good performance against Paderborn, boost that goal difference a little bit, and potentially, depending on who Bayern play, consolidating top spot a little bit further. But it is only 5 games in the season. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. We should be calm, we should be patient, and just take it one game at a time. Magic of editing, ready to jump forward to the game against Paderborn now and look at the 2 lineups. So, first for us, Radicki in goal, who's wearing the captain's armband. He's been excellent so far this season. Jonathan Tah, Axel Zagadou, and Tap Sober as the back 3. Zagadou's been very, very good on loan from Dortmund this season. Aaron Giz will anchor midfield. He has been exceptional. His set-piece delivery is absolutely fantastic. If you need like a proper set-piece specialist to anchor your team, his corners are great, his free kicks are great, his wide delivery is fantastic. He'll play alongside Palacios, who plays a little bit further forward as that deep line playmaker. Paulinho on the left wing, he's just continuing to progress nicely. Still a wonder kid. Perhaps a little bit overshadowed by just how good Leon Bailey is, even though he's out of the side at the moment. But still just like a serviceable winger on that left-hand side. His versatility is quite good, switching him around for subs and stuff like that as well. Bellarabi will continue on the right while we work Leon Bailey back to fitness. Kai Havertz at the 10. I'm going to bring in Kevin Volland as the pressing forward and give Fiat Arp a bit of a rest just to see how Volland goes from a starting berth. And Josh Xerxes will lead the line up top as the advance forward. For Paderborn, they're playing a flat 4-4-2. It's a very straightforward lineup. Jasper Beski is a player that we've come up against a couple of different times. I think he moved to Huddersfield in our FC Isle of Man save. A very good winger, a good dribbler of the ball, good physical attributes as well. Only 19 because we're still in the first season. But by the time he gets to like 30, 31, 32, a very, very good player. Mamba, his strike partner up top, is their leading scorer, 2.5-star current ability and potential. He looks decent. Some good physical traits there, 2 goals so far in 5 starts. He doesn't look like a bad option, but nothing that I don't think we shouldn't be dealing with and don't have the ability to beat. It'll be interesting to see how this 4-4-2 lines up against our 3-5-2. We should have an additional man advantage against their two strikers, particularly with the two defensive midfielders dropping in. But if these wingers and fullbacks push on quite a bit, there's a concern there might be a 2v1 scenario in those wide areas. So we'll keep an eye on that as the game continues. Assertively, we're just going to say media have given you a lot of credit lately. Go out there, put on a worthy display. Everyone's responded positively. And really, I know when you restart the game and reload a save, anything can happen. But I would like to keep our good start to the season going. And I'd like for you guys to actually see some good football. Good switch out here to Bellarabi, who cuts inside and gets to the goal. It's a good save from Zingurla in the Paderborn goal. Very early, he just kept taking touches. Maybe he could have struck from a little bit further out, made the keeper work. Aaron Gibbs with the corner. Back out to Havertz at the top of the box. Look for Paulinho towards Xerxes, front post, and the header just over the crossbar. But early signs, very, very good in the opening few minutes. Corner again, Aaron Gibbs to Tate. Goes near post towards Xerxes. Flicked on back stick, and Tar has just smashed that one against the crossbar from about 4 yards out. Good pressure though from set pieces. Aaron Gibbs again with good delivery. Got another opportunity here. Back stick towards Tar, who that time heads it back across for Xerxes. A reverse of the previous highlight, and he makes no mistake from about 2 yards out. A good header for his third goal of the season. We do own him outright as well, which is great. And he's proven to be quite the handy little talent. I don't expect him to get like 30 goals a season, being only 18 in his first real season of senior football. But if we get like 15 to 20 out of him, we're going to get some very good production for the year. Keeping an eye on other games. Bayern are not playing today. I swear I just saw them a second ago. Highlight here. Ball starting in a good area. It's across to Kapic now for Paderborn. We've got to be careful of this switch of play out to the other wing. 2v1 is there. Jans. Paulinho's pressing quite aggressively. Kapic with a deep ball towards back stick. And aren't we, RJ has found an equalising goal. First goal of the season for him. And to be fair, it was a good ball across from Kapic. This is, I think, one of the issues that we've got. We're a little bit narrow in our defensive structure. We might have to stay a bit wider so that this centre-back on the right-hand side, in this case Tapsoba, doesn't get dragged too far away from the wingers on the far side. Otherwise, that switch of play, that deep cross, is going to cause us some issues. So we'll have a look at that, maybe tactically going into the Liverpool game. We're going to demand more with 10 minutes remaining. We have got a highlight here. Bellarabi, wide right area, can cut it back to Volland, who looks for Xerxes near post. It's closed down well by the Paderborn defence before Progut clears long and forward. Zagadou might put this back in. Aaron Gibbs now. Zagadou out left towards Paulinho. Can beat a man in 1v1 and has kept his feet very well. Gets to the byline. Can he cut it back towards Xerxes? Again, this first time strike. Closed down well by the Paderborn defence. Highlight comes to an end, but again, we're putting good pressure on. Bayern Munich playing Schalke today. I couldn't find them earlier, but they're currently drawing 0-0, which is good for us. I'm going to say assertively, far from pleased. We should be beating a side like Paderborn. We just need to try and finish some of these opportunities that we're creating. Ball across here to Kapic. Aaron Gibbs with a good tackle, but Kapic recovers. We Ajay, the goal scorer, held up by Bellarabi, resets through the fullback. Pressing's good. We're putting them under good pressure, but we're going to let them out here a little bit too easy through midfield. Kapic now looks for Antwe Aji on the right-hand side. Bellarabi with a good challenge. Does well to recover the ball and get away from the man. Now looks for Havertz, who's picked up a bit of a knock and, to be honest, has been quiet in the early part of the season. Goes for the strike when he could have probably played in Xerxes there. Zingurla equal to it. All right, we're through the hour mark now, so we're going to pause and look at our subs. Just based on performance, Palacios hasn't had the greatest game. We might bring in, do we want to do Demabe, who's a little bit more creative? And we might even push him further forward just a little bit, just to get him involved a little bit more. We might also switch to our attacking mentality. Why not? Havertz has a knock that we have to keep an eye on. He's still at 80% conditioning though. We might not need to make too quick a judgment on that one. Volland hasn't had the greatest game. Maybe we bring on Fiat up to players that are pressing forward. See if fresh legs off the bench can help us push for a winner here. We're going to also use Old Faithful after an hour. Get creative shout. Everyone seems inspired, but immediately Paderborn have a corner. Good header away by Jonathan Tah. Jastrzębski. Ball back in towards backstick. Marble was well offside in the build-up. Don't go to VAR. Just let thankfully, it's been ruled out relatively quickly. We didn't have to watch the ref run all the way over to that little screen. Deep ball here from Zagadou into Demabe, fresh off the bench. Havertz, Demabe again. Nice little triangle in midfield, but Kapic has done a one-man press and nearly won the ball back. Ball back to Tapsoba now. Now Radicki, work it out to the left-hand side, please. Does through Jonathan Tah. We can split it again, but instead he goes back to the goalkeeper. We're just seemingly struggling to get it out from the back quickly here. Tapsoba, Radicki again. Now out to the left. Now Jonathan Tah can turn. Poor pass is cut out by Kapic, who's been very busy, and thankfully the strike straight at Radicki, who does very well to save and hold. Deep free kick here. Collins plays it forward for Paderborn. Aren't we, Ajay? Now Bellarabi goes to close him down. Vasiliadis across to Kapic, who's doing all the damage at the moment. Jonathan Tah's brought down Mamba, and we might be about to go down here to 10 men, which isn't great. Second yellow card, so we're going down to 10 for the last few minutes. We might have to make a quick tactical adjustment here. We can't really go 2 at the back, as tempted as I am to do that. So we might give Havertz a rest, push Demabe a bit further forward. Havertz might come off for Dragovic, with Zagadou moving to be the left-hand sided player. He is left-footed, and it is his natural role, which is great. But we might also switch back to being just a positive structure, with Aaron Giz as the single man at the base of midfield. I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference. They have got the free kick here. Kapic to take. He's a lefty trying to get his foot on it. It's a good free kick too, to be fair. Second goal of the season for Rifat Kapic. A very good strike as well. We're going to check it out in 3 dimensions, and we've got it all to do now with about 15 minutes remaining. Our undefeated start to the season might be looking to come to an end. 10 minutes remain. We're going to use our demand more shout, see if we can't push everybody to try and fly forward a little bit further. All right, deep goal kick here. Radicki to take. Finds Dragovic. Now Zagadou goes forward to Demabe and goes a long ball over the top to Xerxes, who is a goal side and has found the finish. 4th goal of the season for Josh Xerxes. All right, so we brought one back in the 90th minute. Is there any late drama to be added on here? We're going to use our Get Creative shout as well as we head into 4 minutes of additional time. I'm not going to say it's the prettiest goal in the world. Demabe literally just hooks it over the back line. And Xerxes, good save nearly from Zingerla. Got a fair bit on it, but couldn't get it around the post. And Xerxes double. A very good return to form for him. 4 minutes of additional time to be added on. Is there any late drama to be added here? Oh, there might be. Throw in deep on the right-hand side. Collins with the ball across. Paulinho now. We can get 2v2 here at the front if we move this ball correctly. Paulinho, ball in behind for Arp to chase. Zingerla comes flying out. Zagadou with a good header. Zielinski tries to keep it in. We're through 5 additional minutes of the 4 that were supposed to be added on. Dragovic is off the pitch, so we're down to 9 men here briefly. Kapic now, square ball across, and then it's hooked away by Aaron Giz, who does very well to clear that one before the striker could pounce. Corner to be taken. Armwi Ajay to take. Zagadou with the header away. Draga, top of the box for Paderborn. Art wins it back in a great area, but then he's dragged back just as we were about to maybe get a counter-attack through. Is there any late drama? We're nearly through 7 minutes of additional time as the referee calls full time. A 2-2 draw in the end. Xerxes, the hero, in that 90th minute, getting us that equaliser. Armwi Ajay and Kapic getting the goals for Paderborn. Disappointing, but that's fine. We didn't lose. I should probably give everyone credit, actually, and just calmly say we weren't good enough. Yeah, and everyone's responded positively, which is good. But they came back, 10 men, managed to find themselves an equaliser, which is good. We do stay top of the division. Thankfully, Bayern only drew with Schalke. Hoffenheim draw level on points after convincingly beating Mainz 4-1. And Leipzig as well, the team that probably gave us the most difficulty so far this season, they also draw level on 12 points. Only goal difference keeping us top of the division at the moment. It's very, very tight, early days. Havertz has got a knock. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. That's not ideal heading into the game against Liverpool. Xerxes gets the Man of the Match award with a 9.0 match rating. Give him a bit of praise in the press. And then Jonathan Tah is going to be banned for 1 game in the league, which isn't ideal. Xerxes will give a little bit of praise. That's great. And then really the one adjustment that we're going to have to make is figuring out how to replace Kai Havertz. I think Demabe is what we'll go with to start with. And the $1,000,000 question that we need to ask ourselves is, do we want to try and force Leon Bailey to start, or do we want to bring him off the bench? I don't think Bellarabi is a terrible player, so we might give Bellarabi the opportunity to start the game, and then potentially we bring on Leon Bailey with about 30 minutes to go as a bit of a more explosive option. Kevin Boland wasn't great in that starting opportunity, but I think we might try and get him settled in the lineup and hopefully acting as like a mentor to Xerxes for the match. But we know how good Liverpool are. We've played them a couple of times so far in FM20 and they've torn me apart every single time. So hopefully we can try and find some decent balance and some decent form going into this one. Magic of editing, jump forward to the game and look at the 2 lineups now. Right, just like that, we're a couple of days further ahead. There was an additional knock, but it was to our backup goalkeeper. So otherwise, the lineup remains pretty much unchanged from the previous game. Demabe coming in for Havertz. Not ideal, but, you know, we do have to kind of work our whole squad throughout the course of a domestic and a European campaign. Liverpool coming off a very convincing 5-0 victory over West Ham. They are playing pretty much their full-strength lineup at the moment. I think Alisson might be injured, so Adrian's in goal. They've got Van Dijk and Gomez as central defensive partnership. Of course, 2 of probably the best fullbacks in the game, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold on each side. Midfield 3, they're going with Fabinho, Keita and Henderson. Wijnaldum will play on the left wing, interestingly, instead of Stadio Mane, who's not in the squad at all. And Salah plays on the right with Firmino leading the line up top. Divock Origi, Champions League specialist. James Milner, Champions League specialist as well. They are on the bench. Very good depth from this Liverpool side, and they will play a very, very good brand of football as well. Assertively, we know we're underdogs, but go out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for, and we're also going to tell the defence that we've got faith in them. If that back three can get settled early, we are going to be in a very good position. But having said that, we might turn around and lose this game 5-0. That's just what Liverpool are like. They score quite a few goals. All right, famous last words, because I know Sports Interactive is going to listen in, but so far, opening 20 minutes, so good. Our stat line's looking okay. We haven't seen highlights for either side. Really, there could be the opportunity that they're going to absolutely pummel us. And now that I've said that, they've got a corner. Ball back towards Firmino. It's pinballing around before Volland clears it away. Henderson puts it back in for Robertson. Closed down well by Demabe. Now Kevin Volland on the counter, and he's tearing away down this right-hand side. We need bodies in the box to support him. Robertson with a good challenge. Cater now comes forward for Liverpool. It's breathless stuff at the moment, just end-to-end from both teams. Demabe in good position. Looks to switch it out to left, but it's a poor clearance. Mo Salah heads it across to Henderson. Now Naby Keita out to Robertson. This is the 2v1 situations we need to be wary of on the full-back sides. Robertson gets a deep ball in towards Mo Salah back stick, and that one really felt like it could have gone end-to-end. First highlight of the game. Liverpool get a couple of bites of the cherry, and it's a wonderful, wonderful cross here from Robertson. Check out the curl on it. It looked great in 2D. Let's check it out here in 3D. Gets into a good area, just smashes it back post. The defensive line can't really do anything about it. Radicki couldn't do much about it. And Mo Salah, simple tap in at the far post for the 1-goal advantage to the Merseyside side. I should just say team from Merseyside. We're going to use the man more with 10 minutes remaining. They've immediately got a highlight again. Salah back stick. Now Volland on the counter. What can we do here? He's got men further ahead of him. Looks out left now to Paulinho, who's probably our best player in 1v1 situations. Can't get the strike away though. It was very well marshalled by Joe Gomez as it heads out for the corner. Tall timber from the back will come forward now. Demabe to wrap his foot around it. It's put into a good area, but Van Dijk with the header away. Robertson sends it down the channel, and the highlight comes to an end. 3 minutes of additional time to be added on at the end of the first half. We're through that now. So at halftime, 4 shots, 2 on target for us, 56% possession for Leverkusen. Liverpool, 4 shots, 1 on target, 44% of the ball. Van Dijk's got an injury. That might make it a little bit easier for us. I don't want to celebrate player injuries, but if we can get 3 points, that would be great. I'm going to passionately say it's time for everyone to dig in. And no one's responded that positively. Let's passionately tell the defence, you weren't that bad, but you can still improve. And screw it, let's do that for everyone. Passionately, you weren't that bad, but you can improve. We got a couple of good responses, but there's some 6.4s, 6.5s out there on the park, which you'd never really want to see across the board. We'll give it 15 minutes, and then we'll have a look at our sub situation, who we can bring on, and who we can try and push to find an equaliser here. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we finish third in the group, but at the moment, we are rock bottom. Keita's gotten goal side from a long ball forward. Radicki with a great save, and then no one helps him out. I feel like, who was that? Is that Zagadou? No, Jonathan Tah. I feel like he could have kept that in, maybe not given away the corner. Mo Salah goes near post. Zagadou with a good header away. Fabinho resets at the top of the box. Finds Salah on the right wing. Ball back in, and thankfully Salah brought back for an initial offside. Wide left area now. Robertson finds Wijnaldum. Ball back to Robertson again. Deep ball towards Jonathan Tah. Smart header back to Radicki and goal. What do we got on the counter here? If we get this out quickly, we could potentially be 3v2. But instead, it's a bit slow. Paulinho now. Cuts inside. Playing as that inverted winger. Loses out to Naby Keita, but stays on his feet. Xerxes, left wing now. Back into Palacios. Now Demabe. Out wide right to Bellarabi. Can we get the ball into the box now? There's a few bodies in there. Said he goes to strike himself. Adrian equal to it. And they've immediately thrown it out here as well. Thankfully, the highlight comes to an end. We're through the hour mark now. Let's have a look at making a couple of subs here. Let's just go on match rating. I don't want to put too much thought into it. Xerxes is on there. Actually, you know what? I do want to put thought into it. That was a stupid thing to say. Amiri's going to come on for Demabe at the 10, and then we want to try and get Bellarabi off for Leon Bailey. If we can't win this game, we at least want to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a scenario to set ourselves up for good performances in the league over the next few games. So just those 2 changes. Bailey will come on for 30 minutes to see if he can't turn the screws. But Liverpool immediately have a highlight before those subs go through. Robertson deep ball to Salah again, and he's just offside, I think, looking at the referee on the far side. Thankfully, that one's been ruled out, so we get a second chance. We're going to use Get Creative as well with 30 minutes remaining. Salah, wide right area. Fabinho with the near post header that time. And just beyond the keeper, just when I think we've got a glimmer of hope, they managed to put that nail in the coffin. It's a good ball from Salah. Fabinho with the flick on header. And Radicki pushes that one only into the side netting. It's the best he can do. Right, deep goal kick here for Adrian. This might be the last highlight before we make our final sub for the game. Long ball forward. Robertson with a good header. Robertson's pretty much played like a left midfielder all game. Taps over. Back to Radicke. Now Jonathan Tah. Radicke again. We need to get the ball forward. Taps over. Can turn. Plays it out now to Bailey. Fresh off the bench. Goes on a bit of a run, as he has done really well throughout the course of the season so far. Beats a couple and then goes a strike from distance. Didn't look like it was challenging the goal at any point though. 10 minutes remain. Oh, there's a highlight here. We'll let this highlight play out and then we'll see what we're going to do with our last sub of the match. Alexander-Arnold, backstick ball towards Divock Origi. Cut back for Robertson, who finds Mo Salah backstick. That connection between Robertson and Mo Salah, he just puts the ball in areas and Salah drifts off the shoulder. They're very, very good, Liverpool. I shouldn't complain. Paulinho will come off. Moussa Diaby will come on. We'll play him as a winger on attack. His preferred role for one of our other wonder kids. Assertively, no pressure on you tonight. We're already 3-2 down. 3-0 down. Taps over. Back to Radicke. Work it out to the left. Instead he goes to Aaron Giz, which isn't a bad option, but we need to try and split the defence as best we can. Bailey can't bring it under control. Robertson, who's had a very good game, it must be said, puts it back to Matip, who just smashes that one into row G. It's going to give us an opportunity now. We can demand more with 10 minutes remaining in the half. Alexander-Arnold sends Firmino into the corner. Don't concede 4, boys. We're better than that. Salah now cuts inside. Firmino left wide open. Radicke knocks it out and Divock Origi. Liverpool are very good at football. I don't know if people are aware of that. I don't know if that's come across in like real life football or anything like that over the last 12 months, but they are absolutely smashing us at the moment. And I guess if we wanted to be like an optimist and look at a glass half full type deal, we can get knocked out of the Champions League and then give us greater focus on our Bundesliga campaign. But Jesus Christ, they are just turning the screws at the moment. 3 minutes of additional time to be added on at the end of this one. Liverpool have absolutely walked away with it in the second half. In the end, 10 shots, 4 on target, 58% possession for us, 14 shots, 10 on target, and 42% of the ball for Liverpool. I'm going to assertively say, oh no, let's go aggressive. Far from pleased with that result. And that will leave us rock bottom of the group, which means our next fixture in the Champions League is going to be very important against Shakhtar. We've got a double header against them. And maybe if we come out of that with 6 points, we can potentially get back towards third spot. They managed to get a point against Atalanta. So I guess you could say we're an outside chance to get out of the group. In reality, I think maybe we just aim for the Europa League spot and take that as a competition that we might be a little bit more successful in. There's obviously a big golfing class between Liverpool and ourselves at the moment. The assistant could do the post-match press conference. Amiri made his debut. And Dutch boss Hollencombe was there to look at Josh Zirkzee and Virgil van Dijk for the Holland squad. Now, looking forward at our future fixtures, probably going to jump forward a little bit and do the games against Schalke and Bayern Munich that are coming up in November. Of course, we're just doing a whole season this week, so we are going to probably split up games a little bit more than we would during our FC Isle of Man series. And I think that puts us in a good position to come back and do like Dortmund and Leipzig a little bit further down on Thursday. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you wanted to go that extra mile, I'll ask you in this episode to go and check the links for Trek and Omega Luke in the comment section below, in the description below. Their content's been awesome. They've been wonderful supporters of the channel as well. I really appreciate everything they've done for us, so please go and check them out if you can. If you want to be kept up to date on future videos on this channel, you can subscribe to see all of our releases throughout the course of a week. But more than anything, thank you for watching. That's the part I appreciate the most. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.